Good evening, LaRouches. I wanted to take a moment here and re-record the video that I had sent you right after we'd done the one. Previous one, apparently I still get an error message. It's not going through like I wanted to. So this is an attempt to try to help basically analyze Madison's swing and try to find out some of the basic faults or little things that we can look at. So initially, one of the first things I see here, one of the first things that I've noticed here that we need to correct here, or we may need to take a look at, is going to be our position. Now, as we set up to the ball, I think initially that the weight being up on the balls of our feet is what we like to see. You know, when you see the knees come out over the balls right here, this is very effective. It shows a very balanced position. Now, a different thing that I might want to see here, though, in the same case, though, is maybe see, instead of being so upright in the golf swing, maybe get just a little more forward where the arms are out away from the body rather than being in really close. An ideal position or an ideal thing that we look at would be Suzanne Pearson. Look at the difference in the width between her hands and her midsection and your hands and your midsection there, Madison. You know, big difference. You know, you can see that her angle from her hips to her back of her head, what was that, 46 some odd degrees right there, compared to with yours, you initially see it at about 61 degrees, you know, so a little upright, which let's in turn can kind of lead into what we're going to talk about next. Now, this next position is going to be two different realms. You know, ideally, we like to see to keep the head and turn around the spine. So we like when I say we keep the head, that means we keep the head still. So when we take a look at Suzanne here, right here, we're going to watch her take the golf club back. As she takes the golf club back, club starts going up. She gets into about halfway back. Look where her head's at. Head's still on this one little point right here. Goes up. Oh, I guess where that head's at. Head's still on that point. Turning around her spine in this case here. Okay, look how her spine is in relation to where her back was, almost identical to where she was when she first started her golf swing. Now, by being able to see that, that's all important, and that's what makes a difference when you turn the club back. Now, when we look at yours here now, Madison, we're going to draw a little line on your spine. We're going to put a little point on where your head's at right now. Okay? Now watch as you go to take the club back. Now let's look at that position. Has that head come a little forward? Yes. Here. And is our spine in the same exact position? No, it's a little more upright, almost as if you're standing up into that position. Now, ideally in your backswing, what I would like to see is that these hands stop right here. You see where the club is going down the target line here? That's where I like to see. But what happens is as you continue to go, stretch for that little bit of that right hand comes into play, club crosses the plane or crosses the position. So because of that, because you can see, watch Suzanne, watch her get to the top of her golf swing. Look where her golf club is here, pointing down the target line at our target. Where's our club here pointing? Out here to the right field. You know, in this case here, because where this arrow is that we see here, you know, that could show the face could either be open or closed at the top of our golf swing. Because of that, we'll either hook it or fade it as we swing down from the top of our golf swing. So this positioning here is what I like to see get a little straightened out at first. So by saying that, I'm going to draw the wall back up, and I'm going to bring myself in here just to show you as an example what I would want you to do. Now, when you bring in here I am. And better have to take a little film of it. But my head, what I want you to do, you see I'm not gripping a golf club down here, but I'm in my stance, got my head resting against the wall. And all I did was turn back and turn up to the top of my golf swing. Now, my wife's off a little bit to the side here, but this initially all I want you to do. Did my spine change from this position. I kind of went a little fast there, but what you can see here, I'm going to rewind it back down. Okay. All right, let's look at the spine and see if my spine stays around that position. Pretty much it does. You know, if we looked at that position there, there's my head, there's my spine. Turn back, head stayed in the same position. Didn't go forward, didn't stand up, didn't fall back, but we're down, and we make our turn through. So what I want you to do is 2 sets of 15 to 20 reps. Standing up against the door, taking a golf ball, or taking a ball, putting it in between your hands, or taking a small grip, you know, with somewhat of a club, small club with it as well. But I want 2 sets of 20 swings, turning down and through this shot to feel that position make your turn. We need to get you away from this position here, night and day. You know, that's going to be all the difference in the world. It's going to allow you to keep from that. Second, what I'd like to see is to get your stance into a little bit better position. Get the hands out a little bit. You know, instead of being so tall in the swing here, let's go it out a little bit. You know, I'm not talking about, you know, getting you all the way down here, but I like to see you down just a hair. You know, get those hands out a little bit away from the body. Get a little angle in the back there. Makes all the difference in the world when turning around that spine. And we may not see that head come down and bob down like that. Now, those are the first 2 things, obviously, that I'd like to see. You know, what else I do see in the golf swing is right here. You know, we're going to put a little dot around that head and kind of show you here as well. Here you go there. We turn back. So this is, like I said, this is where I'd like to see you stop. Okay? So as I was telling you before, this is what I put in the previous video. Okay? I want to draw, if there's an imaginary line or golf bag to the side of you, but what we see here is this is the imaginary bag right here. What I want to show you is as you turn down into it, look how those legs, instead of as you're trying to turn through, let's see a little more drive with that right knee. Okay, so when we say a little bit more of a drive with that right knee, what am I talking about? Let's get someone in there. Okay, we're going to take you back here. We're going to go, let's go to, that's Annika from behind. All right, let's go, there's Tiger. I didn't ask you, I should have asked you beforehand who your favorite person was. All right, here. Meg Mallon. All right, well, Meg's got a little bit of weight on us here, but still, as we turn up here, we make our turn back, good full turn. But what I want to show you here is as she drives down into it, right knee starting to drive down, right hip turns through. Right here, this is the movement that we want to see down through the shot, up at the top. Now, regardless if you're a male or female, it doesn't matter. Sean O'Hare. Watch as he gets up to the top of the golf swing. I'm going to draw this line. We're going to draw that little box there that I just did on the side of you there. And I want to show you as Sean comes down, look at the angle of this right knee, here to here. This is a position that I told your dad that I felt you're a lot like me from back in the day. It's just that little bit of trying to get a little extra out of the shot rather than continuing to drive with that right hip through the shot. We slide a little bit, and you can kind of see how you jump up because, look, both feet are off the ground. Are Sean's feet off the ground when he comes through? See, he drives that right knee down and at the target. You drive it down at the target, but it's after the fact. I mean, your hands are up at your body, and then finally that right knee and right hip turn through. I want that right hip and right knee driving down and through instead of jumping up out of the shot, getting that head to fall back out of our center part. You know, look at this. Big night and day position here. I'm going to draw a little circle back around Sean. and just show you. Does his head fall backwards as he goes through the shot? Let me slow it down for you again. Here, rotation, drive the right hip, right knee down through the shot. Comes off a little bit, but not as drastic as we see here, Madison. We've got to make our turn. We've got to turn through. So a good drill that I think would work for you is I want both feet together. You know, in this position here, I want both. This is the exact drill that got me out of that position. But I want both feet together here and here. I want you to turn back, turn down, and turn through. What does it look like here? Well, let's take a look here. See if I got it in the drills here. I'm looking. Unfortunately, I don't have it back in here. I thought I had it in here. But what initially I was trying to show you here is I want feet together, and I want you hitting at least 10 to 30 balls, making that turn down and through. Second part, though, is the kind of thought I told your dad. What I want you to think about is skipping a rock down and through this position. You know, you're going to feel your body turn. You're going to release that rock out towards our target right through here, but we're not going to jump up to it, because you see, this is the part here that we've got to get away from, is that head and them feet up off the ground. We've got to make our turn. Finish the swing and make our turn rather than jumping up and out of the shot to try to get the extra distance. Young lady, you can get the distance no matter what. I've got no faith in you. I've got all the faith in you in the world, you know, that you can do this. You know, you do not have to force the shot in order to hit the ball a mile. Okay? Now, same thing here. Here's another lady here. And you're going to watch here. Watch, she gets here. Hips turn through. And watch how she's turning. There's just skipping that rock right here. And she kind of see that right hip. Right there. Right knee. Drive down. Drive through. Hey, is those feet on the ground? Is that what I see there? Feet on the ground. Right hip turning through. That's what we want to see. Not the jumping up at it and jumping out over the shot. Just show it to you again, down and through. So what we need, you know, you've got a lot of great fundamentals, and Dad's worked well with you. You guys have done a great job. But I think we need to make some subtle changes, or just some small changes to get you going to that next level here, okay? I've got no doubt that you could do well, and you could do an excellent job, but we got to get a little better posture, a little better stance, get them hands out away from the body, get the weight up on the balls of our feet. 1. 2, I want you to do that head on the wall drill, turning through. Get in your proper position as you turn up to the top without having to dip forward and dip, you know, through the shot. And then 3rd, I want you to get a little bit better lower body drive rather than trying to jump out every shot. I want you to be able to make the turn here. You know, you can see it right here with Sean, right at impact, bam, down, staying low. So what I told your dad, what I want you to have, is I want you to think about putting a little tee here out in front, about 6 inches out in front. I want you to think about hitting that tee, keeping that club low and through your position, just like Sean just did. Hit that tee after you make contact with the ball, but that's going to stay low and in and make the turn in. Now, when you do that, that's when we put a little bag to the left of you, and you're turning into this wall, or you're turning into that position. If you guys have any questions, by all means, I want you to give me a call. Let me know. Now, Dad, you can, Kevin, you can send this back to me. You know, you can video it and then send it again through V1 if you've got the app on your phone. So feel free to do so. It's going to shoot you a link. Any questions, give me a call. Talk to you all later.